As the FBI gathered information and conducted a crime scene evaluation, they left. After they left, we were attempting to move in to do our own scene examination once we can access the scene, but federal agents that cleared the scene, as was previously said, the state and local police that were on scene from the beginning of this, providing protection of that scene alongside federal agents trying to allow us to do our work, were unable to hold that scene, and it got overrun with protesters in the area, and we were not able to re-examine that scene. I'm aware, and our team is aware, of the videos that you've seen, and we would welcome additional information provided to our team going forward that will continue a full investigation to the best of our ability with what we have. And we will do that, as we always have, fairly independently in that process and transparently, as we do in every investigation, and provide that without recommendation to the county attorney's office for review. You know, we're in uncharted territory here. It's been a long-standing understanding, both within our state and across the country, that entities like the BCA that conduct 80+% of officer-involved shooting investigations across the United States are asked to do these investigations of federal agents involved in officer-involved shootings. There certainly can be a new process going forward if the federal government would like to do that, and federal agencies, but that has not been a discussion that's been had so that we can provide clear understanding to citizens to understand what that process will be. And so we will continue to investigate this case. We welcome cooperation. I'd continue to ask that we provided access to any information that's necessary to do a complete investigation, and that we want to work together with all of our federal partners so that we can really understand what occurs in any of these cases. An officer-involved shooting is an incredibly complex incident, regardless of the video that you see. And the only way to really, truly understand what occurred is to have a full investigation of the matter so that we can really understand what we all see that happens in a very short period of time that is often incredibly complex and requires a very thorough and large investigation to really understand what occurs in those very few moments that we often see. We'll continue to pursue partnerships with our federal partners in these investigations and others going forward, as it's clear to us and it's clear to all of us in Minnesota that we at the state and local level have an expectation when something happens in our communities that an investigation not only is done by our federal partners, but also by state and locals into various incidents as we see them. The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension and our Force Investigations Unit is committed to continuing to work on these sorts of incidents and conduct those independent investigations at the request of our local partners. Whenever that happens, Minnesotans deserve that so that they can fully understand what occurred in each and every one of these incidents so they can...
Tim says Democrats want this to happen to a black protester so the black community would support anti-ICE protests. That's a fact. That's why they want us to go out there. They want black people to be out there so bad, so they can turn you into a martyr. That's all this is about. This is why so many people are in uproar about us going out there and helping. I'm not going out there. Nobody black Americans should go out there and be in support of this. If you're in support of this, then it's to the own detriment of your community. Look, somebody already trolling. Oh, I pay taxes. You probably don't pay taxes. Hamza, you probably don't pay taxes. I guarantee you don't.
Contact the individual that I was told was the overall commander at the scene, and I have not received a call back from them. We will continue to work together to gather that and make that contact and understand their process, but we have not had contact yet today.
How much investigative work were agents able to do at the event when they could get access?
We were not able to do really any work at the scene once we had access because it was quickly overrun and overtaken. That being said, we have been out talking to witnesses, gathering information, gathering various video, and we'll continue to do that work. You saw in the recent shooting in North Minneapolis, if and when it's prudent and we need to, we can always return at a different time if there's relevant evidence at the scene.
Do you know the identity of the federal agents who were...
Tom, are you black to be talking like that? This nigga said, Stay your black ass home, bro. You need to stop. Yeah, nobody black American should be going out there. Okay, let me go ahead and remove this guy. He ain't got nothing good to say. That's probably the other dude from the other day. Okay, he's done. We ain't gonna keep listening to that. All right. Let me go back to the video.
Why the long history of jointly working investigations when the federal entities conduct their own investigation is really important. And we have a long established process of doing that, and we'd welcome that now, or we'd welcome parallel investigations where they share information with us. And to be clear, the BCA will share everything we obtain in our investigation with them. To say that we can do this in the manner that our team normally does, which is a very strict and established protocol, that obviously is disrupted. When we don't have access to the crime scene, we don't have the ability to map the scenes that we normally would in that process. So it will be compromised in some level of getting all of that. The hope is that we'll use all the different tools available to take different paths to do the best that we can with the information that we do have.
WCCO, so on the point about the warrant, it sounds like earlier, just to be clear, you said you took that step preemptively, knowing that perhaps you might be denied. And then secondly, can you share what agents were told on the scene by DHS as the reason that they were not allowed to access, or that your agents weren't allowed to access?
So the question was about the warrant and then access to the scene. We took the step of getting the search warrant because we were denied access to the scene. So we thought that we'd be able to get access to the scene, much like we would anywhere else, by having an independent judge agree that we have probable cause to investigate the incident at the scene. That was provided the information to the Department of Homeland Security, and they said that this was a scene and matter being investigated by the federal government, and they would not allow us physical access to the scene.
So you arrived, just you arrived at the scene, you were denied, you go to a judge, ask for a warrant, so Judge Grant said warrant, you show up with that, and you still denied.
That's accurate. We were denied after we provided information we had a warrant. Please.
With the Minnesota Star Tribune. I'm not trying to be glib here. Has local law enforcement lost the ability to pursue the rule of law against these federal officers? I'm just trying to understand, what does that mean for this operation Metro?
Yeah, the question was about, has local law enforcement lost the ability for the rule of law? I will tell you that I and other law enforcement leaders continue to have discussions about this. It is important for people to understand just across Minnesota that there are two different, sets of legal entities in the United States that conduct law enforcement operations: state and local, and federal, and then tribal and territorial. And normally, and under normal circumstances, we work hand in hand in partnership on a variety of different criminal investigations. Each and every day, BCA agents and local law enforcement across Minnesota are conducting violent crime investigations, drug investigations, human trafficking. We work together with the federal government all of the time. This is a situation where we're in a different place for a variety of reasons when it comes to this, and we need to find a path forward. You've heard various people say that we need to look to turn the temperature down. I look to turn the temperature down not only because of a situation that all of us want to be in across the state of Minnesota to be safe.
But somebody did make a great point. This is what I was saying before also. Tom said catching their work when abolishing ICE is politically impossible is wasted effort too. If the group you're fighting for is sitting at home, that's a covert message how they feel about you. That's a big thing. This is what I want to keep telling people. Look, the people who these folks are standing up for aren't even out there. They're not even the ones that they should be up front protesting ICE. But guess where they at? They at home. Do you see any Somalians out there? When you see these protests, you see more white people than you do anybody else. I don't see not one Somalian. The only Somalian I've ever seen out there was Ilhan Omar. And guess what? Now she's disappeared. She ain't even out there no more. And people are sitting up here really sticking their necks out and putting their life on the line for somebody who won't even protest for themselves. And you got folks that sit up here telling black people that we should go out there and protest. No, black people should not go out there and protest. This is not our fight. Let them deport these people and send them back to the countries that they came from. That's exactly what should happen. I don't care. They get no sympathy from me. I'm an American citizen. I'm not worried about being caught up in some ICE detainment or them questioning me, because guess what? If they just so happen to question me, I'm an American citizen. I don't have nothing to worry about. I'm not even tripping to put up a fight. I'm not finna argue with them. I'm not finna give them no type of pushback. I'm just gonna say, look, I'm an American citizen. You want to see my ID? Boom, here my ID is. What else you want to see? You want me to go pull up a birth certificate? You want me to show you my social security card? I'll show you all of that. I have no problem with that. It does not bother me, because you know why? Because I'm an American citizen. I'm cool. I know nothing's going to happen to me. I'm not going to be deported. But like I said, the people who you don't see out there are the Somalians. Keep looking over the videos and tell me if you see Somalians out there. But see, think about this. They keep saying, we're scared to go shopping. We're scared to take our kids to school. We're scared to do this. No, you're not scared because ICE is there. You're only scared because you know you don't have the proper paperwork, or you're an illegal and you shouldn't be here, or you're an illegal who committed a crime, which is the people that they're specifically going after. You're one of those two or three, and you know, look, I'm on that list. I'm not coming out there. I'm not finna protest because they're going to get me. Period. They're going to get me. They're going to get me. I'm not worried about no illegals. You're illegal. You shouldn't be here. So stop saying these people, they're not criminals. They haven't committed a crime. Yes, they did. When they crossed the border illegally and they come over here and just, think that, oh, I'm good. I made it. I made it inside the lines. I'm going to get me a little job. I'm going to get me something to eat and go shopping. You're an illegal immigrant. You need to go back. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I'm standing up for ICE. I like ICE. It's benefiting me and it's benefiting my people, whether my people understand that or not. It's not only my people, it's benefiting our whole society to get rid of these people. Now, I'm sorry, when it comes to the guy that we had on the show the other day, who's going through the whole DACA situation, but I can't keep having pity for everybody who has an issue or who has come over here. Their parents brought them over here. I can't keep having pity for these people. How many times do we have to have pity for them before we be like, damn, I can't even eat. I can't even go to work. I can't even get a proper wage in my job. I don't care. I don't care. Don't care at all. I don't care. And yes, I don't have a problem with the federal government, and it's not overreach. They're just operating within the laws, Dr. Spo, whether you like it or not. See, the thing about it, like somebody pointed out before, y'all want these illegals to be over here, but guess what? If they said, I take that back. It was a video where a guy was asking a woman about the illegal immigrants, and she said that they should leave them alone and they should let them come over here. And he was like, okay, well, look, we got this petition that we want people who feel this way to sign and allow an illegal immigrant to, well, they want them to house an illegal immigrant. And guess what happened? She was like, I gotta ask my husband. I need to see what's going on before I do something like that. You don't knock it off. So you was all gung ho for them as long as they don't live with you or stay in your neighborhood. That's how much these people are full of shit, bro. That alone told me everything I needed to know about her. You're just full of it. You're just full of it. See, now, this is one statement I agree with right here, whether some people like it or not. Justice is his says, this is a white and black country, period. All others need to be deported. Now, that's something I agree with. The inception of this country, even though at the time black people were majority slaves, it was only us. And I like to keep it that way because this is another thing that I like to say, and I want to speak to some white people. Look, we got our issues. We definitely have our issues with each other. There's things that y'all don't like. It's things that we don't like about y'all. But we are the true Americans of this country. Forget what all these other people are talking about. What white Americans do, people want to emulate. What black Americans do, people want to emulate around the world. They want to do what we do. They want to copy and have what we have. So let's get this straight. This is our country. You need to assimilate or you need to come in the proper way, like we asked you to, and like our Constitution and our laws state. Not because you feel like, oh, I'm being suppressed, I need to go to America. No, 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 no. You need to do what everybody else in this country did. That's why in this country, we fought against the British. We've had civil wars. We fought for the things that we believed in, and it is what it is. We was like, we ain't going nowhere. Look, if you want to have a knockout, drag out, slobber knocker fight, let's do it. And then we'll decide like that. We didn't say, oh, everybody, let's just go to Mexico. Everybody, let's just go to Canada. Everybody, let's just find somewhere else to go. We can't be here because somebody doesn't like us or they don't want us to do whatever we want to do. No. People here in this country said, look, fuck it. You want to fight? Let's fight. We'll figure it out in between time. But we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. And these people need to go back. I'm sorry. I don't care how you feel. We have incurred too much debt. We are putting a strain on our economy, on all of our systems, on all of our programs that average citizens cannot participate in. Once again, we have freaking veterans. Why do we have veterans on the street? Because they say, oh, we need to put more money in this program and that program and this program because of really illegal immigrants are coming over here. No, I wanted to say something, but forget those people. They have not put in the sacrifice that veterans have who put their life on the line. I would rather them get anything before these people. They shouldn't even have to ask. They shouldn't even have to ask. If they need something, oh, you're a veteran? Okay, boom. We're gonna get you a card. We're gonna get you such and such tomorrow. Just give us, 24 hours or whatever it is, and we'll get back to you. Instead, they let these people go live on the street and we can't do this for you and we can't do that. No, that is bullshit. That is bullshit. That is bullshit. They're not killing people. They're not killing people. So stop that. And I can tell already. I was gonna say something about this the last time, but I've been getting a lot of comments, especially when I do these vertical streams. And this is no offense to anybody who comes on this show or who is in my comments, but it's so many comments. I'm gonna respond to what I can, but I can't respond to every comment. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. It be so many coming, you know, and I'm trying to provide content and respond to people as best as I can. So, I mean, if you really want your comment to be heard, you're gonna have to super chat. Now, I know that may be a problem for some people, but I'm just being honest with you. It's so many comments that come through my section, my comment section at a time. Man, I'll look up and the number says I'm 89, 100, 200 comments behind. I can't get to all of those comments. It's impossible. I don't have that much time in the world. But if you do super chat, I don't care. $2 super chat. I'll respond to your comments, bro. I will. And others, even if you don't super chat, if I see a certain comment that I want to read, I'm going to read them. But don't take offense if I don't read your comment. Just don't. It's not that serious. Just keep commenting, responding as usual. Maybe you'll hit on something that I want to respond to. No big deal. But everybody who's here, I appreciate y'all watching the show. I appreciate y'all commenting. I appreciate y'all interacting. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. And as always, y'all know I really appreciate that type of stuff because I like the interaction that I do get when I do these vertical streams. I get so many at some point I will open up my panel. I'll drop the link, you know. But y'all just continue to do what you do, and I'm gonna respond and whatnot. But let me see who I'm gonna respond to. Let's see. No, they don't. Brown people in South America do not do all the hard work in this country. That's a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. That is it. And if you believe that, especially as an American citizen, that's the problem with this country. That's the problem with this country. Oh, and some of the people who are my regulars, I will probably respond to yours more quickly than others, but there's no guarantee there either. And that, like I said, there's no offense to anybody. So if I'm reading the comments, I'm just reading the comments. Y'all don't get upset. 20 minutes. That's not true either. They're not targeting anybody of color specifically because they're of color. That's a lie. Well, yeah, you already have the skills, Tom. So it really wouldn't be a big deal. You would probably be somebody who's set, set up better than anybody else in the country if you were to be deported. That's a lot of money, Tim. That's a lot of money, Tim. Yeah, that's the truth, Justice. They would rather house illegal immigrants in hotels than veterans. And that's disgusting to me, man. That is disgusting to me. I even heard one woman say that they're housing them in like condos and penthouse. I'm like, that type of stuff, it really pisses you off to know that they would do something like that. And the Democrats are just cool with it. They that's another thing about the Democrats. They hardly ever speak about veterans in this country. They rarely speak about veterans in this country. They act like people who aren't from here are way more important than their own constituents. That is the thing that bothers me. And so many people are starting to come to that realization that look, I'm not going to do it. I cannot vote for those people. I cannot get behind them because they don't really care about me. Why isn't an American just an American? Well, I think when people say stuff like that, like I don't mind that type of language. We're all Americans, you know, but we still have differences. I'm a black American, you have white Americans. I don't think that there's nothing wrong with that. Like people just want, well, we're all one people. No, we're not. There are differences between us. We're Americans, that's our nationality, but there's still differences. And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. Somebody's a white American, I'm a black American. It's cool. We are Americans at the end of the day, but we still have our differences, and I'm cool with having our differences. I like having differences. I don't like being amongst just the same type of people. But if you can't come here the proper way and assimilate like you're supposed to, you can't be here. You just can't be here. E-Tech Savage says, I'm a vet and I support deportation of all illegals. I have no problem with legal immigrants. That's a fact. This is the thing that we try to say all the time on these channels. Nobody is having a problem with people who are legal immigrants. Matter of fact, the people who have come over here the right way, paid their money, went through the system the right way, done the paperwork, they don't even like illegal immigration. You know why they don't like illegal immigration? You know why they don't like illegal immigration? Because it feels like they cut the line. Think about it. If I had to take a test to pass the class, But you just walk into class and they like, oh yeah, let's just pass him. I'm gonna feel some type of way. I'm gonna be like, damn, I've been in here for 6 weeks, taking tests, reading books, and this person just comes in the last week and you just give him a passing grade and let him move. I'm gonna feel some kind of way. That's how these people feel. I've paid money. I've, done paperwork and waited all of these years. And now somebody can just say, oh, I'm waking up today. I'm going to pack up my stuff. I'm going to cross the border. And hey, guess what? I'm going to get these benefits. I'm going to get a food stamp card. They're going to give me a house. They're going to let me get a loan to start a business. I'm going to get a car. That's a problem for even those people. Am I anchor baby? You got to be shitting me. I'm a foundational Black American, you goofball. Yes, ICE is definitely trying to do their jobs. ICE is definitely trying to do their jobs. But Tim Walz and Governor Mayor Fry just inciting more and more bullshit rhetoric, talking about these people are untrained. They're not untrained. They're not untrained at all. Like I've stated again previously, and I'll state it again. Some of these people are even prior military, which definitely they're like doubly trained. If you want to go there, they know how to handle people. They know how to talk to people. It's the people who don't know how to talk to them. Exactly. No due process coming in, no due process going out. You get what you give. Act like you got some sense. If the man is an ICE agent, he say, "Hey, you need to back up, or I need to see your ID. We checking the status of people over here, or whatever the case may be." You say, "Boom, got my ID right here. I'm from such and such. I can. What do you need to know? My first and last name. You need to know my address. You need to know my social security card. You want to call this in, whatever. It's not hard. If you're legal, you don't care. Like you really, really don't care. I don't know how much I can keep reiterating that. If you're legal, a legal person of this country, you don't have nothing to worry about. Exactly. Dems do not speak. They don't even talk about them. I have yet to hear them talk about vets. So we want to push this bill forward, or we want to get this passed for vet. They never ever talk about vets. Never. No, they never said anything during the Clinton, Obama, and Bush years. They don't care. I'm telling you, all of this stuff, it simply boils down to it's Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump. So they're going to have an issue with it. Oh, Donald Trump did this and Donald Trump said that. That's the only reason why. They have pulled clips of Democrats saying the same stuff about illegal immigration, protecting the borders. Nobody said nothing. They just forgot that shit was said. They just forgot that it happened. But now that Trump is saying it, oh my God, he's xenophobic. Look at him weaponizing the government against these people. He's sick. Man, shh. So many people on the streets and living in cars and homeless in Seattle. See, that don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. How dare someone ask if I'm an anchor baby? Hey, look, it don't make me no difference. Fuck them. I know I'm not an anchor baby. I've been here for generations. There's nothing for them to prove that I'm an anchor baby. I'm a I'm definitely a foundational Black American. That's that type of shit don't bother me like anybody would think it would. He's probably the anchor baby. Yes. Yes, I know that, Ruben. That's why they want these people to come over here. That's why they want these people to come over here. Because according to the census and according to your population, means you get more representatives in Congress. Yeah, I understand that. That's why they want these people to be over here. That's why they want them to be over here. So if we can get in the blue state and have more citizens, then we'll get more representation. And then maybe at some point we'll have more representation than the Republicans in Congress. And then we could just either stall them on anything that the Republicans try to do, or we'll just get our agenda passed. We know what type of game they playing. You know what type of game they playing. I know what type of game they playing. And anybody else knows what type of game they playing. They did not. Show me where they shot somebody in the back of the head. Ain't nobody bootlicking. You just don't like the truth. Y'all fools like lawlessness. Y'all like lawlessness until it shows up in your neighborhood or at your front door. That's it. They don't talk about vets. This dude is stupid. Pull up a video. Send me a link of a video recently. Don't show me some old. Show me some. I'm gonna say the last 4 years where they talking about vets. They don't ever talk about no damn vets. They don't ever talk about vets. I know it's an echo chamber, Ruben, Mr. Ruben. He says, Edgar says, you can't come into the country on a whim. You live in a fantasy. How am I living on a fantasy? How am I living on a fantasy? When Biden was in there, you don't remember all those damn caravans of people coming over here? That was on a whim. They just had their backpacks and their kids, and they just packed up and left. Stop. Stop acting like people don't just decide, I'm going to America. They do it all the time. They do it all the time. All the people who come over here on vacation and never leave, that is a whim. They're like, oh yeah, we're going to plan a vacation. Let me get my passport. Oh, I had a baby. I'm sorry. I'm not coming back to China. I'm not going back to wherever. Shit crazy. Yeah, it don't bother me, Thomas. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, they don't have to be citizens to be counted. Sure don't. They sure don't. They sure don't. They sure don't. Inconsequentialism. That's what it's called. Mm-hmm. You walk right past CBP officers and they couldn't do or say anything. That's a fact. Heaven is an impenetrable wall. Why is a border evil? Yeah, why is a border evil? What's up, Sia Hono? CIA Hono? What's up? Okay, on my poll, I asked, are the local politicians responsible for inciting more violence against ICE? 68% says yes, 32% say no. That's out of 71 votes. And I think that they are. I think they're definitely responsible for what's going on over there. Hold on, let's see. Let's look at this clip. And I guess this is the person who lost their life.
Quickly with their own narrative about what went down.
And everyone wants to know what happened here to Alex, this ICU nurse, right? So many people wanting to know what happened, what went down, what happened to those officers, what unfolded. And it's becoming more evident in this moment that there's not a lot of clarity right now.
No, well, there is, depending on who you talk to, right? Everyone is trying to form their own sense of clarity around it, which is the strange, bizarre, unprecedented part, and I think speaks to it just adds a whole layer of tension to what we're dealing with.
And there's going to be a vigil. We've got some video right now of the scene where this happened, and that's, did we hear 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock there. Another organization has a rally at Whittier Park at 5 p.m. And then we have dueling news conferences coming up at 4 p.m. So quite a bit going on.
We want to go to Frankie McLister, who is at that vigil now, just to give us a sense of what's happening there and what speaks.
Keon, you need to answer my question from last live before you start coming in here talking crazy. You still never answered my question. Don't think I forgot.
Is being set up where the shooting occurred. We'll walk you in right here. It's icy, it's cold. This, as I said just about 20 minutes ago, is not stopping Minnesotans from coming out here. So we'll show you what it kind of looks like right now. They're just kind of rotating speakers at this time. This was all set up pretty darn quick, guys. You can see a lot of brushes and branches at the site. That man right there, as I listened earlier, he was saying that he works in a hospital overnight or somewhere overnights of some sort, I want to mention, and said that basically he wishes he could have been out on these streets instead of working the past few weeks. And now he's out here. As you can see, there's signs with Alex's name right there, handles. There's even...
Bro, this
two
dude,
different
hold
fire
up,
pits.
man. He talking about we Nazi loving ass. There is no Nazis. These people are not Nazis. You want to know who's a Nazi? You want to know who's insane? You want to know who has mental issues? It's these people. Your people right here.
They fucked up, okay? Go watch my other videos. Doesn't matter if you're not here and you're not caught up. You missed the fucking fight. But if you are, it's time to suit up. Boots on the ground. Nicollet and fucking 26th. My house is 4 blocks away. Anywhere between Franklin and Nicollet and 26th and Nicollet. Show up, ready to go. Okay? Not talking about peaceful protests anymore. We're not talking about having polite conversations anymore. I am talking specifically to my fucking followers. This is everything I have fucking talked about, and this is exactly what I said was gonna happen. This is exactly what I said was gonna fucking come when we didn't fucking go and march on fucking Whipple with guns. Sorry, but welcome to America 2026, where Second Amendment is the only thing that's gonna keep you fucking protected from literal fucking Nazi gunmen that are killing innocent people in the street with impunity. This is not a fucking joke. There's nothing fun to chant about it. Get your fucking guns and stop these fucking people.
The ICE agents have come across thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people in Minnesota. And 2 people have gotten killed because they're the ones who have interacted inappropriately with them. And they've blown it up to make it seem as if these people are just out there just murdering people. Once again, calling them Gestapo, Nazis. This is how you know that they have no fucking clue who the Nazis or who the Gestapo is. Because if they knew anything about the Nazis and the Gestapo, we wouldn't even hear from these dudes. Like that dude who just made that video, he would just be gone, just disappear. That person who just got killed by ICE, you wouldn't even know nothing about it. He'd just be gone. My son Tommy, he's gone. I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. Well, what happened to him? We have no idea. He said he was going out to protest, and we haven't seen him. It wouldn't be a video. Nobody would be talking about it on TV. His ass would just be gone. This is the bullshit. This is the bullshit, bro. Nazis. They don't even know how Nazis and the Gestapo used to operate. Ask a Jewish person who is alive today how the Gestapo used to operate. Y'all remember Anne Frank and her family? They was hiding up in a freaking attic. Y'all ain't hiding in no attics. Y'all out in the street. This ain't the same thing. Anne Frank and her family was in a freaking attic. They went out saying, oh yeah, the damn Gestapo, the Nazis, they after us. They were hiding. They didn't want to be seen. They didn't want to be seen. They didn't want to be known. They didn't want nobody to know where they was. This ain't the same thing. This is not the same thing. Y'all are some of the dumbest people walking the earth. I mean, y'all really are. Y'all really are. Really. They want these people to be the Gestapo so bad. And you know what's funny about these people? This is the Nazi, this is Gestapo. And they go home and then they get on their phone. They get on their computer, make a video, fire up their Xbox, go to work, crank up their car, go to McDonald's, get a burger and fries, come home, go to Walmart, walk through the line, buy some cigarettes, go to the gym, go to a gun store and buy weapons. They go do all of the stuff that the Gestapo won't let you do. They go buy vests. Go out in the streets, protest, get tired, go home, go to sleep, get up and do it again. Like, seriously, bro. Oh, I'm next. Oh, he's next. Yeah, they did. The Gestapo did want Anne Frank gone, but you're not getting my point. You ain't hiding in no attic, bro. You online talking to me right now. You in a chat room on YouTube talking to me. If you don't knock it off, you got to understand what you're doing. You ain't even making sense. You're not even making sense. The Gestapo and Nazis. Look, you see what I'm talking about? Then they wish harm and all of these evil things on you, but this is the party of inclusiveness, and they want SG Imble. What, I don't know what the hell his name is. He says, this is the type of guy who needs to go bankrupt before he sees his debt as a problem. He want me to go back. He wishing harm on me. He's so inclusive, so welcoming, but he want harm to happen. He want me to go into debt. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? And they supposed to love black people and minorities. And he want me to go into debt. He want my life to be ruined. Ain't that a bitch? That bro. Man. Can't make it up.
So we know that people are really trying to make a point, no matter the temperature, that they're going to show up and pay respects right there.
When Mike was reporting much earlier in the day, he said as cold as it was, he said it was almost like one of those situations where there's just so much adrenaline
Yeah.
and so much emotion and passion.
Wait a minute.
Puts it. I want to bring in now former acting ICE director Jonathan Fahey, who's joining us on the phone. Jonathan, thanks for coming on this breaking news. We saw there together a very, very volatile situation. People are very angry right now, these demonstrators and protesters. You've got ICE on the scene, state police, a lot is going on. Walk me through how this investigation begins, because there are a lot of working pieces here. And what we're learning so far is that this person that's been shot was...
The solution, Chart, is to get rid of illegal immigrants. Something that y'all won't let happen. That's the solution. That's the solution. But that's a part of the solution. We got to stop wasteful spending, which is a part of these illegal immigrants. We got to clean up our society, get rid of all of this ideology where, you know, you have this transgenderism, all of this crap. We need law enforcement. We need rules and regulations. We need people to abide by the laws. We need people to conduct themselves in a certain way. We need to increase our wages, lower our debt. I think those things would definitely help us as a whole. And we can't do that when you have people defrauding our system. We can't do that when you have people defrauding our system. I don't care what you like. And you're not racist if you feel that way. You're not xenophobic if you feel that way. People in other countries don't like people coming to their country trying to change the way that they live. Now, why can't we be the same way? Why can't we be the same way? Why do we have to just submit to whatever culture or person comes over here and just do what they want us to do? Why do we have to do that? This is the greatest country on the face of the earth. We're the country that has freed a lot of people from the things that they've had to endure. It is what it is. I don't have sympathy for these people. It took us, what are we going on our 250th anniversary? It took us over 100-something years to get what we wanted. Maybe you should try the same thing. Somebody's going to have to make that sacrifice. Our ancestors have made that sacrifice so we could get what we wanted. You need to do that in your own country. You're going to have to make a sacrifice. If you want to live a certain way, you're going to have to make that sacrifice. Nobody's going to do it for you. You can't run away from your problems. Chart, you don't have a solution either. You just over here trying to criticize me. You just don't like that I'm talking about it, period. You just don't like that I'm bringing up the shit that, you know, I'm not on your side. If I was on your side, you'd be in this chat. That's right, brother. You wouldn't be asking me about no damn solution. That's right, brother. You speaking the truth. This brother I agree with. Let me go ahead and subscribe to his channel. I like him. He's saying what I want to hear. But because I'm not saying what he want me to say, he just, oh, man, this dude ain't got no solutions. Y'all sitting up here listening to him. He ain't talking about nothing. Man, shut your ass up. You ain't talking about nothing. You ain't talking about nothing. He gonna fly over there to Roland Martin channel or some Democrat. Yeah, I like this brother right here. He's speaking facts. He ain't saying he not telling them, oh man, you just over here talking. What is the solution though? What do you suggest that we do? He ain't gonna ask them that. He ain't gonna ask them that. He's not gonna ask them that shit. He's just gonna come over here and criticize me because I don't say what he wants me to say. That's the only reason why he's over here. Look at this. Brodeur says, greatest country where medical bills will bankrupt you. Well, guess what, Brodeur? Some of these countries that you be putting a cape on for don't even have adequate medical care. If you get a damn cold, your ass is dead. If you get a splinter, they gonna have to amputate. Shut your ass up. Nigga get a splinter and we gonna have to take it off. What? Yeah, we're gonna have to amputate. Nigga get in there and get a cold and they just keep putting a cold towel or something on your forehead. Next thing you know, your body in shock. And they had to cart your ass up out of there and telling you, well, he didn't make it. Brodeur didn't make it. I'm sorry. What you mean he didn't make it? He just had a cold. He just had a cold. Oh, God. He just had a cold. He didn't make it? Oh, man. Damn. You mean to tell me he died off of a cold? Yeah. Oh, man. Jesus.
Armed, had a gun. We don't know if it was loaded or not, but he had a gun.
Well, I think the first thing they're going to do with basically any investigation, one, you secure the crime scene, collect any evidence that's there, talk to witnesses, get video, and things of that nature. So probably standard stuff. It's going to be a federal investigation, again, because the federal agents are involved in the state. You know, in this case, there's really no cooperation with the state because of Tim Walz and the mayor. It's almost impossible. So it's going to be an exclusively federal investigation to get to the bottom of it. What's most concerning about this is we're only basically a week after the Renee Good shooting, and the officials in Minnesota seem like they've done nothing other than to try to ratchet up the situation. And that I just heard that clip you played from Tim Walz saying his solution to this is for the federal government to get out of Minnesota and basically abandon immigration enforcement, which is what they've wanted all along. And it's just shocking to me that he and Jacob Frey have not taken any responsibility, because they have their political issues on one hand, but their primary responsibility is to keep the citizens of Minneapolis on Jacob Frey's part and Tim Walz on the whole state of Minnesota safe, and they seem to have abandoned that responsibility in the name of politics.
Jonathan, we're getting an update now from the AP that is reporting that this is a 51-year-old man who was shot by federal immigration officers, and he has indeed died at the hospital. That's according to the hospital. The AP is reporting right now. Deadly force in any situation, whether it involves ICE or any other federal authorities, state police, any kind of law enforcement agency, is always the last resort, right?
Exactly. And, I was a federal prosecutor for 17 years, and I've dealt with these situations on both ends. And what anyone that knows working with law enforcement, the last things they ever want to do is have to even draw their weapon, let alone use it. So it's always a last resort, but when they're put in situations where their lives are in danger or they're in danger of serious bodily injury, or importantly, which I think applies to the Renee Good case, I don't know about this case yet, but they have a responsibility for not only defending their own lives but the lives of others that are around them. So they have to sort of more than just protect themselves. They have to protect the public. So but I do. Your point is that the last thing they want to do is use deadly force. No one wants to see anyone die, but it does seem like in this case, this person had a firearm. It'll be interesting how this unfolds, but my guess is, at least initially, my inclination is probably the officers were justified if the person was armed.
In the Renee Good shooting, we had so many different angles of that shooting that came in pretty fast on social media. And the question I'm wondering here is, are ICE agents on the ground in Minneapolis wearing body cameras? Do you think there will be footage that comes out of this? I'm not sure exactly if these protesters and demonstrators were there on the ground wherever these ICE activities were going on. We don't know what led up to this shooting. We just see them now. They're on the ground in the area now. We don't know if they were there before. But were ICE agents, you think, wearing body cameras?
That I don't know whether or not they were, but my guess will be there will be video footage of this, just because in this day and age, particularly in situations involving ICE and involving protests, seems like everyone is out there filming it. So hopefully there will be video, because a lot of times, whatever the initial reaction to any of these situations, a lot of times once more information comes out, which at least in my view with the Renee Good situation, it really gave a fuller picture, which is more helpful not only for law enforcement but for the public at large.
And this has been a powder keg situation, since that Renee Good shooting. I would say even before she was shot. We've been watching these protests go on, but we've been watching the tension increase really all over the country. I don't know if you heard about this, but Fox obtained this anonymous letter that was recently sent to the California GOP, and it was calling for war on ICE and agents to be sent home in a, quote, body bag. It was saying basically that ICE agents and their backers have to be targets, that they have to be, quote, IED'd, run over with vehicles, shot at by snipers, sprayed with toxic chemicals.
Now think about that. Just hearing that, if you're an ICE agent, you're going to be on high alert, bro. You're going to be on high alert if somebody talking about killing you. If they talking about killing you and people start reaching for their waistbands, you're going to draw your fucking weapon. After hearing shit like that, I'm drunk. I'm not even playing games with you. You even act like you pulling out. I'm sending you to meet your maker every fucking time. I'm not even playing. I'm not even gonna play with you. I'm gonna put you to sleep so fast, you're not gonna make it. You're not even gonna draw that motherfucker. I don't blame him. After hearing shit like that, you are done. A car comes at me, you done. You cooked. You might as well pack your shit up. You out of here. You out of here. Like, shit crazy, bro. Shit crazy. That is crazy. Putting people in man.
It was a really horrific letter that was sent by somebody out there that is very angry at this immigration crackdown. Is this kind of rhetoric and what we're hearing from others contributing to what we're seeing now, which is, really a tinderbox?
This breaking news out of Minneapolis, where a shooting has taken.
And then Tim Walsh talking about it's your right to protest. And it is your right to protest. I'm not saying nothing against that. These people absolutely have a right to protest. But when you start hearing about somebody killing you, putting you in body bags, running you over, when I'm out there doing my job, I'm going to be on high alert. That's just what it is. Yeah, he can stand in front of the car. He told her to stop. Those are lawful commands. Ma'am, you need to stop. Ma'am, you need to get out of the car. They told her to get out the car. Ma'am, you need to get out the car. And then the other girl talking about, drive, baby, drive, baby, drive. And then I heard that she said, oh my God, what did I do? You told her to drive, and she got. Period. Shit crazy, man. Jesus.
Another element that we follow, and we talked about the divide getting bigger.
But like I said earlier, it's the Democrats. It's the Democrats. It's Governor Fry. It's Mayor Waltz. They the ones that's just inflaming and inciting these people to act the way that they're acting. They're the ones that's doing this. They're the ones that's doing this. Y'all are impeding government officials from doing their job. They're not. Nobody from the Trump administration is saying, "Man, beat these people up or knock them over the head or shoot these people if you have to." I ain't heard nobody say nothing like that. But the rhetoric from the other side is, you can protest subliminally. They telling these people to take action. On top of that, you just have people who are just simply saying, harm these officers, just like the video I showed you. They're not even hiding it. They just harm these officers. It's crazy. Yeah, none of this was happening when Obama deported them. We know that. Man, so many people done said that. Who is this? Ahava Yah. They're like, they don't see it. Obama was deporting people left and right. They didn't have a problem with it. We vote for Obama. I gotta vote for Obama again, another 8 years. Obama is my forever president. That's why I said early in the stream, it's only because it's Trump, bro. That's it. That's it. It's Trump. So they got a problem with it. Let's not forget also that the states that are cooperating with the federal government, they don't have this issue. It's these sanctuary cities that got a problem because they're not getting the help that they should be getting from local law enforcement. They're not getting the help that they should be getting. So therefore, they got to just go in and do things on their own. Ain't nobody saying nothing. That's right, Ahava, especially when some of them are paid protesters. Somebody pointed out the fact that all of them had the same type of signs, almost as if somebody was making signs for him. And then the next day he showed where it's like they had distinguished signs all of a sudden. Nobody had the same type of sign. It seemed like they were all just writing them on some cardboard. Like, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. That's why I say black people don't get involved with this shit. Don't get involved with this shit. They want to make you a martyr. They want you to get out there front and center, start screaming and hollering about ICE, because they know a lot of our people, they gonna get bucked. They gonna, man, you can't arrest these people and pull out a gun or do something stupid and get killed. And they are going to run with it. Every politician on the left is, you see what they did to JoJo Johnson? They shot him and killed him. Shot him and killed him. And see, black people, y'all need to be out here. But you know who you don't see, which was also pointed out early in the stream? Somalians. The people who they supposedly supposed to be protesting on behalf of, they ain't even out there. Look at this dude. He got on the Hill figure jacket. And he probably the main one. These people are Nazis and fascists. He done went to work, spent his money on Hill figure clothing and like, bro. But anyway, black people, don't get involved with this. Don't get involved with this foolishness. Do not get involved with this shit. They're going to make you a martyr so they can galvanize more and more stupid people to get involved. That's it. Like that guy said on CNN the other night when Abby Phillip was talking about ICE is a problem. He was like, well, it wasn't a problem when Obama was in office and y'all was doing ride-alongs and having CNN specials, following them with the camera. Now it's a problem? Funny how that happens, huh? Funny. Guy had a Sig Sauer P 365 9mm with a red dot sight and extra magazines, no less. See? That's what I got right over here. I got a Sig P 365 red dot sight. And I know what that thing can do. I know I heard people, well, they discharge. No, they don't. Discharge if you don't know what the fuck you doing. Or those people who they had a finger on the trigger when they trying to unholster the motherfucker. I know what I'm doing. I done shot it before. I know what it can do. James say, why are the leftists screaming about his gun rights? Don't they hate guns? That's what I thought. That's what I thought, James. Shit. You would have think the first thing they would say, well, why does he have a gun? I wish he didn't have a gun. If he didn't have a gun, he'd still be here. Ah, yeah, we know that, Ahava. They trying to set the stage to impeach Trump. Yeah, we know. You know what they trying to do. You know what they trying to do. Because that's all they talk about. That's why I don't understand how people can even be on their side. They never ever talk about helping the American people. All they talk about is how much they hate Republicans and how whenever we get back in problem, we're going to impeach Trump. We're going to impeach Trump and we're going to hold these people accountable for what they did. That's all they talk about. They never say, you know what? When we get in power, we want to try to get this program done and try to help the American people get this and get that and get back on their feet and get these jobs increased. They don't even talk about that shit no more. Didn't a left used to be the party of the working class people? Nah, it's not. When you got people like Nancy Pelosi, Ilhan Omar, it's just uber wealthy now. Uber wealthy. Just uber wealthy. It's sick. Sick. I've never seen anything like it. Never. Not in my lifetime. Now, maybe others have. I haven't seen anything like this. It just make you sick. And a lot of people are really starting to come to these conclusions because once you like kind of step back and really listen to what the Democrats are saying, you start to feel like, man, they really used to manipulate me when I was on that side. They really did. They really did used to manipulate you into thinking a certain way, and you're like, that's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. I don't know why he was fighting with 4 agents. Because they dumb, James. They think for whatever reason, these people think that they're above the law. And they think that these people aren't the law. I don't understand it. Oh, I don't have to listen to what some ICE agent tells me. Get off me. Get off me. I don't care. I don't care. Let me reach for my gun. Pow, pow, pow. Oh, why did he shoot me? Why did he shoot me? I wasn't even doing nothing. Let me punch the gas with an officer standing in front of my car. Oh, why did they shoot me? I didn't even do anything. That's right, 46. He say if Trump is for it, they are against it. If Trump is against it, they are for it. Insanity. Yeah. Yeah, Trump need to come out and say, man, fuck the ICE agents. Then they'll be like, what? Nah, we need to stand with ICE. You know what? Trump is wrong on this again. We need to stand with ICE. Go in there and get these illegal immigrants. Don't listen to Trump. Trump is just trying to incite violence against ICE agents. Y'all need to stand up against him. Y'all need to be standing in front of ICE and protecting them. What? He say, who is this Tom House? Say, dude, help me against the Canadians. They pounding us on her. What are the Canadians doing to y'all? I don't keep up with Canadian politics. I just think about America, man. I'm just being honest with you. I don't, it's not my thing. Oh, I don't know what those comments are, Tom. These people, they come and go. They come and go. The Canadians, they killing Trump. They don't even know what they doing. The Canadians don't even know what they saying over there. They don't. Like, honestly. Hold on, let's listen to what Fry's song is talking about.
Communities. Most of the protests that we've seen have remained peaceful. Let's keep it that way.
What?
Let's not counter Donald Trump's chaos with our own version of chaos here. I understand that people are angry. I'm angry. I understand that people are experiencing trauma. It makes sense. Our communities have been placed on the very front line, and this has been ongoing now for weeks. It must end. Remember, it's only our city that will suffer if
sure
there is
would,
damage
John.
or destruction that is done. Finally, to the victim's family and friends, our hearts are
Y'all
with
hang
you.
on.
Our love goes out to you. I know that there is nothing that I can say right now that will ease the pain. But I hope you know that Minneapolis cares deeply for you. There are 435,000 residents that will do everything possible to stand with you. With that, I'll turn it over to Chief O'Hara, who can give more of an update on the plans for tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. I'm going to provide a brief update on the events today and our plans to maintain order in the city. I recognize that this is a volatile and emotional situation, and our focus remains, as it always has been, on de-escalation, slowing things down, and maintaining peace and order in this city. The situation is stable right now, and it is peaceful, and we intend to keep it that way. After our last press update, additional residents and demonstrators gathered today, and the situation deteriorated. Local and state law enforcement officers were surrounded on multiple sides by a mix of protesters and also agitators who engaged in unlawful acts. Individuals began erecting barricades, throwing glass bottles, ice chunks, and at least 2 separate fires were started in the immediate vicinity. Minneapolis police had to escort firefighters so that they could safely extinguish those fires. The number one priority of our police officers is to protect life and maintain public safety for all people in our community. And so given the volatility and rising public safety risks for residents, for demonstrators, and police officers, state and local law enforcement did deploy less lethal and gas munitions at that assembly in order to allow for a safe egress of law enforcement and to prevent further violence and damage. We do everything that we possibly can to de-escalate whenever possible. And the actions that were taken today were in response to a dangerous and escalating situation that already had multiple confrontations. The gathering at the scene now is peaceful, and we need everyone to respect the lives and property of all people in our community. In order to maintain that peace, we have established a vehicle exclusionary zone in the affected area. That zone has allowed traffic to be safely managed and has significantly reduced the risk of escalation, ensuring access for emergency vehicles, for residents of the area, and for lawful, peaceful demonstrations. This zone will be maintained by uniformed police officers of the Minneapolis Police Department, working alongside members of the Minnesota National Guard. National Guard members will be wearing fluorescent yellow safety traffic vests and will be working alongside uniformed Minneapolis police. In addition to the Minnesota State Patrol and Hennepin County Sheriff's Office that assisted at the scene, the St. Paul Police, Ramsey County Sheriff's Office, and numerous Hennepin County suburban police departments are assisting with answering 911 calls in the city of Minneapolis today. The loss of human life, yet again, is a tragedy. We pray all people can recognize that. And we extend our condolences, as the mayor has said, to the loved ones of the deceased. To the people of our city, we understand that the pressure has been building for weeks. We understand the hurt and frustration that this causes. But again, if you choose to come out, if you choose to demonstrate, peacefully assemble, do so lawfully. And understand that the men and women in this uniform standing here tonight are committed first and foremost to protecting the lives of every single person in this city. We will continue to monitor the situation and provide updates as needed.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Chief, for your strong leadership during this crisis. I'm joined today by Senator Smith, as well as Representatives McCollum and Morrison, and joining us in a statement are Representatives Craig and Omar. Our message is really clear and straightforward. We need ICE out of Minnesota. They are not making us more safe. As the tragic killing this morning, as people saw it viscerally on that video, shows us they are making us less safe. With 3,000 agents, which of course includes Border Control, outnumbering the sworn police officers in Minneapolis and St. Paul by 3-1, and even larger than the 10 metropolitan police departments.
Somebody should ask this, bro, why are there so many ICE agents? Because y'all don't want to cooperate with federal law enforcement. If y'all cooperated, it wouldn't be so many agents in your city, in your state. Everybody who's operating, they don't have that many federal agents in their state, because local law enforcement is helping them find these individuals that they're looking for. I mean, I guess Minnesota just likes to be defrauded. They like criminals. They like criminals. They like to be defrauded. And yes, Tom, it's not ICE, it's the protesters. They're the ones that's inciting this shit. Why do they keep lying? Every time you see the videos, ICE is just trying to do their job. They trying to arrest somebody, or they just standing there in the line. And then you got people, fuck you, motherfucker. I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. We need to get the guns and we need to go attack ICE. You cannot make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. And then they come on TV. Y'all need to just be peaceful. Don't attack ICE. We just want ICE out of our city. It's too many ICE agents. They're scaring everybody. They got everybody on edge. Them protesters don't look scared to me. Them protesters look like they ready to start a freaking war. They look like, look, I can't wait for ICE agent to come to my neighborhood because I'm going to shoot them. I got my vest. Let me show you the video again. This is the bullshit that's going on. This ain't ICE. This is just a normal guy. He got on a goddamn bulletproof vest. Look like he's smoking a joint.
My name is Kyle. I'm Antifa, and there's so much rage in me that I've had to record this like 15 times trying to get the message out. They fucked up, okay? Go watch my other videos. Doesn't matter if you're not here and you're not caught up. You missed the fucking fight. But if you are, it's time to suit up. Boots on the ground. Nicollet and fucking 26th. My house is 4 blocks away. Anywhere between Franklin and Nicollet and 26th and Nicollet. Show up, ready to go. Okay, not talking about peaceful protests anymore. We're not talking about having polite conversations anymore.
Did you hear him? What did he say?
Not talking about peaceful protests anymore. We're not talking about having polite conversations anymore.
He ain't talking about peaceful protests anymore. He ain't talking about polite conversations anymore. I haven't heard Trump say that. I haven't heard Dan Bongino say that. I haven't heard Tom Homan say that. I haven't heard anybody on the right say anything like that. He just said, I'm Antifa. I live on such and such in Nicollet. We not doing peaceful protests anymore. Why he has on a bulletproof vest. So who's really inciting this shit? Appreciate it, Tom Howe. Appreciate it, Chuck. So when they go out and do this stuff and then ICE responds, then it's a problem. Man, ICE is violent. They just shot somebody. Hold on, wait a minute. Didn't you just say that you was going to shoot them? Didn't you just say that there were no more peaceful protests anymore? Didn't you just say that? That's called talking out of both sides of your neck. Those are threats, bro. That's right, Tom. That is a threat. If I was sitting in my house and I saw that come across my timeline, and then I had to wake up the next morning and put on my ICE uniform and go out there and arrest somebody, I'm gonna be arresting them, but I'm gonna be everybody who's crowding around, I'm gonna be like this. I'm gonna be on high alert. Because I just saw a video on my phone where somebody said that there was gonna be no more peaceful protests. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't it? Then you got this guy, who is this? Ryan H. You're on the side of racists, which is funny because you're black. How? How? Tell me how these people are racist. That's just more of that bullshit. This type of shit right here that y'all keep spreading on us. If you're black, you definitely need to be out there because they coming after you. And send me where? I'm a black American.
For all the black Americans saying ICE isn't our problem, you do realize that they're kidnapping black Americans too, right? And they're just saying, oh, we thought they were African. We thought they were illegal immigrants. And then they will detain.
Let's get one thing straight. Oh, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all need to stop it. People know the difference between a black American and a freaking African. We don't even have the same phenotype. Stop it. That's that bullshit that they keep running on people. We look just like them. No, we don't. We're melanated people. We're black people. I mean, dark-skinned people. But I don't look like an African, and an African don't look like me. Yeah, they do. Y'all look just alike. No, we don't. Stop. Stop it. You can tell the difference between a black American and a damn African. James Cyrick says a guy walking around with an effing gun. What the F you think is going to happen? Then you get some lazy diving through a police checkpoint. Then you wonder why they shot her. What's the law? What law does that mean or whatever? Yeah, I don't know. Yep, if you law abiding, you have nothing to worry about. If you're a legal citizen, you have nothing to worry about. That's right. He lying. He's so full of shit, bro. He is so full of shit. Well, we know you don't care no more, lunatic. I care. I do. I do. Because this is a bunch of bullshit. This is a bunch of bullshit. Exactly. It don't get no more racist than that. We all look alike. That's exactly right, John. Those are those backhanded comments from the left. Oh, y'all all look alike. Oh, and guess what? You know what? This is what they tell us, the left. Y'all need to vote for us because we're gonna put a anti, bill about criminals and we're gonna improve the food stamp That's how they think about us. We all on government assistance and we need help because we all go to jail. That's how they think about us. They never say, well, we're going to improve the wealth of black people. They never say stuff like that. You need to vote for us because you're black and you need government assistance, and we're going to give you more government assistance. You're black and they're going to try to arrest you, and we're going to stop them from arresting you. What? I'm not a criminal. I don't even know what food stamps is. Yeah, but you need to vote for us anyway so we can get you some more. Like, bro. What? You cannot make this shit up. Yeah, it's stereotyping. Very much so.
You for days, sometimes weeks, so that they can have their way with you in the ICE detention center while they figure out that you're an American citizen. In fact, that's exactly what happened to this lady right here. She's an American.
That is not a black woman. That is a Somalian woman. She ain't black. Is this the interview? Is this the press conference? Let me see. She said, and yes, they called me the N-word. If you don't knock it off. And they called me the N-word. They didn't call you no damn N-word. Stop. You're not even black.
We're following these two men, and I was waiting for these two men to hold the door for me, and I told them, hey, can you hold the door for me? And I walked right in the middle, and when I was in the middle, ICE came. They came out of their cars. They asked me to see my ID, and while they were asking me to see the ID, they just decided it was nice to be racist and say really nasty things to me. And that man, he called me the N-word, and he called me that, and then he arrested me. They arrested me. It was multiple people. They used a lot of force to arrest me. I actually got a scab that was healing while I was in jail.
What?
But they pushed me hard. They used a lot of violence. My body still hurts. I got a concussion. It's really hard for me to speak because of that concussion.
She just lied. She got a concussion. It's really hard for her to speak? She has not stumbled not one time during this damn press conference. Why is she sitting up there lying? And let me point this out again, like I did on my TikTok. These people who do this shit, y'all do realize that they're not detained. I was falsely detained. Yeah, but you keep missing the point that they let you go. Why do they keep missing that point? Somebody tell me. Why do they keep missing the point that they were let go? She's not giving this interview from a ICE detention center. She's having a freaking press conference with people standing around, cameras, and all kind of shit going on. So obviously they came to the conclusion, oh, okay, you have legal status. We're going to go ahead and let you go. Why do they keep just conveniently leaving that part out? Like I said, if ICE stopped me and said, man, do you got some papers? You got your ID or you a citizen? I'd be like, yeah, here's my ID. My name Roger. They probably start hearing me talking. I already know I'm an American. And eventually let me go. But it's like they just forget that. They forget that part. I seen one interview where a Mexican lady, she was like, yeah, I was falsely detained by ICE. And she was sitting in a freaking living room. They let you go. Oh, she was caught lying, Ahava? My God.
They were just using a lot of force to arrest me, and I was screaming, I was crying, I was so scared. I've never been arrested in my life. I don't have like a criminal record. I have a clean record. It was just, and then that detainment, I was detained. I was literal cuffs were put on my legs, cuffs on my hands, and I was actually detained with a Native American woman. And God bless her heart, she went through a lot too. She was also detained by ICE, and she was also a U.S. citizen, and like me. And she had gashes on her face. They shattered her windows. She had blood on her jeans, her corduroy jeans, and she was crying because she was so scared because she was with her dog, she was so scared that her dog got hurt. She was so scared for her life. We were both crying together. We were holding each other tight. And I'll never forget, the fear that we both felt in our hearts that day. And
that's so fake.
I'm so sorry if I'm getting.
Bro, that was fake as hell. Stop. Bro, y'all can't tell me that shit was fake as hell.
Together, we were holding each other tight, and I'll never forget.
Not one tear.
The fear that we both felt in our hearts that day.
Oh my
and
God.
I'm so sorry if I'm getting a little emotional, but
you're not. It's okay. This is. Get this shit off my fucking screen, man. Get this shit off my fucking screen. That is. That was so fake. Boy, that was so fake. She said, I'm sorry, I'm emotional right now. Nothing. And people said, look what they did to the girl. Oh my God. They falsely detained her. Look at her. She upset. She crying. They shouldn't have done that. That was just wrong for them to do that. Look at the sister. She crying, man. Look at all the tears running out her face. It was an Indian woman in there too. Oh my God. Oh.
Stop the cap.
Oh. I can't believe they done that to her. I can't believe it. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. Say she took a page from Jasmine Crockett. Yeah, all of this old fake ass crying. Man, ain't nobody buying that. I ain't buying that. You gotta try again, man. You gotta try again. Really? You gonna do that? Oh my God. Look, I'm gonna hit you. Let me hit you with the where'd it go? Oh. Hold on, man. Did that disappear on me? Hold on, y'all. Let me see what I got here on my comments. Jesus. He said, Jacob said, I just got here and I can tell Democrats are putting on theater yet again. They keep it going. Oh, they definitely keep a bunch of bullshit going, bro. That shit like that, it ain't gonna never stop. It ain't gonna never stop. Never. Look at this. Black people are next, bro. You're not safe. You shouldn't be supporting this. What? I'm definitely gonna support this.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
I'm gonna definitely keep supporting this. Ain't nothing gonna stop. Look at all my homies behind me that are here to back me up. And this very true story that I didn't make up any parts. Why does she look like Omar's sister? Oh, they all family. Bro, you wrong for that. Why you do that, bro? That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Who was laughing about dead Americans? What are you talking about? Oh my God. Yeah, that's all they do. Yeah, I heard about Canada. I just heard a few things about them. They got to be some of the shit. Mm. He's getting off on state murder. Lord have mercy. Am I stupid? How am I stupid?
Nah, 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 cause, nah.
What the fuck? You call me stupid. They realize that black people are supporting this, and that's why they've moved on to Hispanic people. Y'all are history. They'll find somebody else to use. No, ain't a lot of black people out there. It's some. I know that. I ain't gonna lie about that. It's some. It's some goofy. It's some goofballs out there. Yeah, I feel safe because I'm an American citizen. I ain't got nothing to worry about. They're not going after me. This shit is harming American society, putting a strain on our system. I don't know how many times I gotta say this. And y'all always want to try to throw black people in it. If this was black people, y'all wouldn't even be talking like this. Look, black people, we already dealt with the shit we had to deal with. Our ancestors have did things to make it easier for me to live in this country. And it's done. Austin Paris, do you like ice? I love ice. I love them. Now what? I love them. Yeah, we know they don't like black people. You are stupid because you don't even know ICE murdered a VA ICU nurse and you're laughing about it saying, what? Lying, you're stupid. I'm stupid. Man, shit.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
The values of this country. That's when it will end.
What do you think the end game? What do you think the end game is for Donald Trump at this point? What is he hoping to accomplish with this? Anybody out there?
I don't think any of us.
Look, I do not pretend to know what Donald Trump is thinking. I do know what they're saying publicly. And on the one hand, they are talking about this being an action that is required for safety, and it is doing exactly the opposite. It is creating danger in our state. Again, if this were about safety, there would be many, many options. Our governor has stated.
Wait a minute. What kind of comment is that? I know we're living under pure fascism when you can't even point a gun at a cop. What? Now, what if the cop pointed the gun at you? You'd be ready to fire back. But you want to know why you can't point a gun at a cop. Man, what is going on with people, bro?
Fuck out of here, nigga. All right. What the fuck wrong with you, boy?
What is going on? Somebody say, what's up, Uncle Ruckus? What's up? What's going on? You love ICE murdering American citizens. You love it. Yeah, I do. Because them ain't American citizens, you goofy. Those are criminals. Those are people who tried to attack ICE agents violently and got exactly what they deserved. Those are what they are. That's what they are. Okay? Yeah, that's the behavior of Tyler Robinson. That's what somebody says when they can't win with words. Yep. Oh, okay. Okay. I was finna say. What's up? Jean Michelet Augustine with the subscription. I appreciate you, sir. I really, really do.
Color money.
Let's see. Oh, you was being sarcastic, William? Okay. Hey, y'all gotta forgive me. Sometimes I get so many comments, man, and I don't know where people be going with this. I'm like, hold up now. You know how I am. If y'all been on here at least the last few times, you know I'm gonna read these comments and I'm gonna be like, what the hell? Cause I get more trolls than anything. I get way more trolls than anything. Or they come over here. It's like it's so upsetting that people will come over here and see a black person talking about that they support ICE. They like, what? How dare you support ICE? You should be on our side. You should be on our side.
Nah, 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 cause, nah.
No. I ain't gonna be on your side. You think cause I'm black, I'm gonna go along with some bullshit? Hell no.
What the fuck? Oh shit.
It ain't gonna happen, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Look at this. Alan Bayless says, two-way on ice and all MAGA red hats. You hear that? And he'll be the same person talking about, these people are Gestapo. They're Nazis. Well, Nazis and Gestapo, they wouldn't let you get on the internet and say no goofy shit like that, dumbass. Somebody would be at your door right now if you said something like that online. If that's who they really was. Jesus. He's like, yeah, you get trolls because so few are as disgusting as you are. Says the person without a damn picture. Talking about I'm disgusting. You love trolling MS now? I know they had to change their name. Jesus. Yeah, Ahava. That's their go-to when they realize they can't BS around the truth. When they can't BS around the truth, oh, it's time to start calling them names. Let's just start calling them a monkey. Let's start calling them a coon.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you something. We don't care.
We don't care. We don't. That is a cult. That is definitely a cult, bro. Ain't no doubt about it. They'll say, man, y'all brainwashed over there on the right. No, y'all are brainwashed. Y'all are. Is that snow? Oh, that's somebody. That's somebody doing something. Yeah, MAGA hates the two-way suddenly. Man, if you don't knock it off. Just because we have two-way rights don't mean you can go up to a federal somebody in law enforcement and brandish a weapon. Come on, man. Stop being stupid. You know that. All right, next time you get pulled over, have your gun on your hip and just say, officer, I got my gun. Let me show you. And pull it out. And sit on he fire your ass up. He gonna put you to bed. I'm not for ICE. I'm not for these people against ICE. We should check the odds in Vegas as who the winner is projected to be. They got something called Cow Sheet where you can check stats on some shit. I've never looked at it, but I've seen people talk about it before. But they do like statistics on all kind of shit. All right, Tom. I never said he was pointing a gun. What are you talking about? I don't get off on murdering American citizens. Shut up. Jesus. ICE is law enforcement. It's federal law enforcement, man. What's wrong with you, bro?
Fuck out of here, nigga. All right. What the fuck wrong with you, boy?
Damn. Y'all keep coming with that dumbass, oh, that's not law enforcement. ICE is not the police. You do understand what federal versus state and local, you understand that, don't you? Federal trumps local. You understand that? That's why you have federal agents sometimes who go to cities and places and just take over investigations. You understand that whole concept? What's wrong with you? They just don't know what they are, Jacob. Tinkerbell didn't beat the Nazis in World War II. It took worse people. ICE wouldn't be in any of these cities if the very politicians you elected weren't hamstringing the police. Yeah, if they just cooperated with them, it wouldn't be like this. That's right, Stephen. That's right. Oh my God. Mm-mm-mm. 2026. Oh my God. Well, tell these people to go arrest an ICE agent and see what happens. Tell me why they can't do that since you so smart, 2026. Tell me why they can't arrest an ICE agent, a cop. You got one of these smart, dumb niggas on here. Yeah, I think they should. I think they should use water trucks or some type of non-lethal force to clear them out. They'll just complain about that. They're attacking us. They're harming us. They'll still be bitching and complaining. They're spraying cold water on us. Look what they doing. They killed my partner with an icicle. They shooting icicles out of these trucks. Somebody had a bottle of water and squirted it on me. Anti-ICE equals pro-illegal alien pedophiles. Yep. No, I didn't see a link. No, I didn't see a link. Look at him. He's supposed to be on the left, but then he gonna throw this at me. This fool misses the Jim Crow days and wants those dogs and hoses. Are you black? Cause let me let you in on something. Let me enlighten you, you dumbass. My people went through that shit just so any of these other groups could even try to come over here. Cause let's be clear about one thing. If black people didn't endure that type of shit or try to fight for these rights, none of you motherfuckers would be over here. Because if we lost that battle, none of you motherfuckers would be over here. And I'm just gonna say this: if we lost that battle, these white folks wouldn't let none of you motherfuckers come over here. Not one of you motherfuckers over here. Not one of you motherfuckers would be able to come over here. So let's be clear about that. So before you make little funny comments and shit like that, just understand the rights that you got because of my people, my ancestors endured some bullshit just for you to come over here and make a mockery out of this whole system. Because if it wasn't for my people, my ancestors doing this shit, none of you people would be able to come over here. They wouldn't even allow it. If they quelched what we was doing, and you think somebody would just be crossing the border? Shit, no. You think somebody will be talking about, I want to gain citizenship over here? Hell no. They're going to be like, nigga, we got some people over here that we ain't even letting citizens. You think we going to let one of you motherfuckers come over here and be a citizen? Man, y'all about as goofy as you want to be. So before you make some stupid comment like that, you need to know what the fuck you talking about. You don't even know what the fuck you talking about. Don't even know what you talking about. Say, saw today that the Black Panthers are agreeing with ICE and standing down. They should. That shit ain't benefiting us. They should, man, they need to stay out of that shit. Am I gonna drop the link? Nah, I probably ain't gonna drop the link because I'm probably about to get off of here in a few minutes. I ain't gonna drop the link. I'm probably, yeah, I'm gonna dip in a little bit. Nah, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. 2026. You just on here talking. You ain't talking. You ain't talking the right talk. You just talking about some bullshit. Just talking about some bullshit, bro. I don't like them type of comments from nobody. Don't tell me no shit like that. All the shit my people went through, and y'all sitting up here saying dumb shit like that to me, you better shut your ass up. Like I said, if it wasn't for the pain and all of that bullshit that my ancestors endured, you wouldn't even be able to sniff the ground over here. Just shut up. Shut the fuck up. Matter of fact, I'm already tired. I'm tired of you anyway. Get you the fuck off my live. Want to hear your bullshit no more. Stupid. Just dumb. Anyway, man, look, man, I'm about to just get off of here. That little comment just pissed me off. And I know once I get in a certain mode, I'm going to take the live in a whole nother direction. And it ain't even going to be on topic. And I was supposed to talk about the whole Corey Holcomb shit, but I'm going to change the title. I'm going to erase that part of it. And matter of fact, let me erase that part of it. And I just talk. I might, you know what? I might just come on here later and talk about the Corey Holcomb shit where he allegedly hit a woman on camera. I'll just say that. I'll just do that later. So, but yeah, man, I'm gonna catch y'all later. Matter of fact, I'll probably go live again in like 4 or 5 hours, so it'll probably be like 9 or 10 o'clock. We'll talk about the Corey. I'm pretty sure the people who watching this now, y'all ain't gonna want to talk about that. That's not what y'all want to talk about, and I get it. But for the others who maybe came through and was like waiting on the Corey stuff, we can talk about that later. So like I say, man, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. And as always, I catch y'all next time, which will be later.